And finally, we're going to be jumping into both of these last regular season match. Let's see it between Badass and Take Flight. I'm fine, job. I call Extra McHenry. We're landing here on Anubis. Dust 3, as some may mention. But
wow. Thanks for
innovative.
picking up that bit right there, because
yeah.
I really do love I love this map, and I love Dust 2. I just want to let it out there. I just want to be public about things. I also am a proud Vertigo fan.
I love playing Dust 2. I love playing Dust 2. Let me get that right at.
That's so fair. That's so fair. I don't like casting it as much. I agree with you.
You don't like seeing the same cat execute thrown between all 100 teams in the top 100? Alright, anyways. Off to the races here in middle here for Badass. We're just going for a straight mid-split. Great flash, but a three-man setup awaits. An excellent nade as well, but you gotta hit headshots to get these kills. And it's not quite happening here for Take Flight. Badass overwhelm. And Snav now tucked in the corner as well. Dismisses MDS. And it's a great execute despite the HE.
Fortunately, the damage is just not enough to win the round. Oh my god, dear. You can see how much conviction Kojomo just swung that corner with it just to get blasted by Dare's USP. Just like, oh, I'm going to swat that. It's like him swatting away a fly, you know what I mean? Just
get
it out of my face right there. And they get the job done with some confidence. Fantastic start for Badass out of the gates. And again, I mean, put to the test right there with some early aggression. Able to pass those, I wouldn't even say aggression. They just walked into a stack and walked into an HE, and they sent all the headshots like you mentioned.
Yep. I mean, that's just how pistol rounds go. You gotta hit the headshots. It doesn't matter what else comes next. Yeah, Shane, oh, he's in trouble. Oh my gosh, he's sticking around for the eeks. You probably want to get away while you can. Now he needs to protect that AK-47, make sure no one gets it, and buy time for Dare to farm them all up. Him and Frankie do the talking. And that is going to make an easy anti-eco vote. Now we're gonna go ahead and buckle down for, you know, the real rounds.
Yeah, the real meat and potatoes, as they say. So yeah, no, I'm really looking forward to seeing Badass out of the gates. So that T side looking a little bit fierce, but of course, we're talking about the first gun round here. We're talking about Kojo bringing in the AWP. Now, as I mentioned here, going to be a bit of a win condition for me. He's got glass and
yeah.
He's got a cannon in his hands.
He actually had $4,750. Like, I could get a full kit, M4 armor, util, all that good stuff, or one AWP, and he chose to get it there. And oh, it is not off to a good start. Gabe gets mollied off and just first bulleted through the smoke.
Not a lot of counter that you can do right there. We know the auto shot is pretty powerful, but it can't defend you when you just get leveled out like that through the smoke. Shane taking no prisoners here. Being able to establish that dominance early. I thought maybe Gabe would go with the gator towards middle, but no, over towards B early. Now eliminated. Now the op has to maybe take a challenge here, as the defense is very A-centric right now. When you're in a 4v5 and you have two players towards A, it does feel like that could be a bit of a pressure point there. And as I say that, they start to fade away.
Yeah, they have to gamble something here. And it looks like everything's going to be stacked on the B site for Take Flight, and Badass are gearing up to walk towards A with the bomb in position. You know, Cole, I still don't know how water physics works when it comes down to the noise there.
Are you talking about, like, if you just make a little splash?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Splashing in at the site. Hold on. Rotates have arrived here. Can Kojomo hit the shot? He absolutely can. He needs more, though. And he's glass, so nothing works. You know, I thought it was going to be a straight save, but it turns out Take Flight come back into the retake. Well, maybe they should have gone with the initial plan.
Yeah, it's like one of those gambles where you're like, you can't really afford to drop these guns here. But then they kind of half commit to the gamble. Just want to hold that thought there for a sec. No, he has a 10-second defuse. There's no real chance for Zaylor. He was just hoping for some exits. But yeah, it is a bit confusing there. I feel like you either have to go all in and you know, start getting the troops back over, or nothing at all, because now they lost the AWP. The glass cannon tries to find some effect right there, but it gets taken care of very quickly. Badass. Great target selection. I mean, very wisely identifying the weak points here. Walking into a pretty open A-bomb site outside of the 2 players in a tough spot, so...
I mean, just getting that opening kill again, and you're just establishing a full-blown default. Eventually, you're just going to be able to find all the weak points on the map, given the time. And it works out there. Not falling in any sort of stack, and... Well, the Jomo investment is now in the hands of Consi. He says, thank you very much for the free op. He asked for a drop in chat, and Kojomo obliged. Now it gets to poke and prod here on the B site. He's gonna jiggle first.
Ooh. Jump spot will do. That's getting a lot of attention out right now. The execution rolling in. We'll see if that smoke deters him.
Just jumping forward. I mean, 5-7's got to do what they can. Zaylor backing him up. The little triple boost going on here. We got some circus acrobatics. I just imagine if that was in real life. Someone's executing your bomb site and just a tower of 3 individuals walking in over the smokes and mopping you up. Maybe not needed a tower, but a flood of 5 will do. It's going to be 4-0 here quickly now for Badass. As there has yet to be any true resistance across the board for Take Flight. It's round number 4, and there's only 4 kills total.
Yeah, that's a great point right there so far. Just not a lot of kills here to start things off. They just can't seem to find any sort of resistance, any sort of solid ground to stand on here. And Frankie might find one. He's going to get taken care of, though the op is on deep as well. MDS. Doing some great damage there, but the op is easily recovered there. Going to be able to grab that, and they just need some kills on the board here in the opening phases. I mean, you can see in that first gun round, they did get leveled out there to a bit of an unfortunate opening pick. And then the following great target of the A-bomb site. This is going to be their second gun round here, and they immediately look for that band-aid solution of a double op setup here. So sometimes this can get you just enough foundation for your CT side. Sometimes it becomes a costly endeavor.
Now we'll see where we land on that. We just kind of have an op on... You know, we have 3 lanes here on Ancient. Ops covering 2 different sides of it, but MDS trying to hold around the smoke. One-ways don't work in this game anymore. Now Dare. Oh man, that is just foul. Somehow steals a kill as the smoke is being broken. His opponent basically can't see him. Now Kojo here on the site misses. And I mean, he was dead either way. Sandman is going to come on through, but no double kills found at all here. Needed these multis to get him back in it. And blink and you miss it. Badass run away. Round win by elimination.
Dude, it's so quick as well. There goes your full gun round. There goes your double op setup. I just mentioned band-aid solution can be having a double op setup right there. There was no stopping of the bleeding right there. That's just continued flooding of kills here coming through from Badass. They're just taking initiative. Not a lot you can do up against a player like that who's willing to take those sort of risks, because Badass are having no trouble getting past some of this defensive measures here, and we're right back onto another bit of an eco. They got a half buy, I would say. They got some tools here, not completely empty-handed. They're going to use those tools to full effect.
Will escape. Gets away. And even picks up a smoke. Extra value. Taylor will go down to 39. However, but a kill and map control. Thinking their lucky stars, they at least have something here to take flight. Could have been quickly taken away there, though.
Still being able to maintain themselves a nice little 4v5 here. Happy with the opening pick. That hasn't been something that's been commonly afforded to them, so now that they finally have it, that's really nice. But again, A is completely free for the taking. Closest defender has an MP9 long range.
Yeah, there's... If Kojo gets one, I'll be amazed. And yeah, far from it. Free entry into the site and a deep A post plant gets to be established with Consti's op on patrol. Can't get much better than this. I mean, angle posted, holds, but does miss. Lets one pass as well. Another missed shot finally connects. It's very weird. Snap also trying to help on out, but this is just exits at the end of the day. Take Flight are not actually going for this.
Yeah, important that Snav actually, or rather Concede path is away from this, and Snavil too. The bomb on Anubis doesn't do as much damage as other maps here, so, you know, any other map, and maybe you're saying, hey, Snav, he has to really get out of there, but he should be safe to make his way out for CT spawn. And I think it's just a wise bit of Counter-Strike right there to not overextend like that and hand over another AK. They will hand over another kill, but, you know, again, as long as it's not going into the hands of the CTs, not the biggest concern here on the side of Badass. They've got so much money.
I gotta just wonder, what is the win condition here from Take Flight? Because the Badass default right now just seems unbreakable. They're finding picks on every part of the map at the moment, especially on these gun rounds. I think that last gun round was just an overwhelming win where every part of the default found individual success. Every duel was won. Do we at some point just gotta say, hit your shots?
Yes. Yeah, I think as much as that sounds like a tough solution here, right now the inters are so fierce right now. They're so explosive. They've walked their way past the smoke and finally able to start things off nicely with an opening pick. Make it a double. Why don't you? There you go. Gabe. It's finally going to start to connect here. But that HE. Oh, it almost finds two right there. Somehow they're still standing.
And Sandman even collects another kill out towards middle. And making this more of a fruitless affair for Badass, but they will be at least granted control of the bomb. What do they want to do with it? Frankie's going to make the cross into the site. The angles get to be taken up. Consi sideswipes one. Now even posts up for the next, but Gabe. It's got the laser beam, but Frankie's got one right back. One taps the offer. Now Frankie spots another. We've known him for these clutches, but a great swing there from Zaylor to keep things locked in, denies that clutch effort from the man who's been so known for it here on Badass. First round for Take Flight.
I mean, just one bullet connects on Zaylor. It's a 1v1 right there, and Frankie didn't take too much HP. So that was a necessary fast trade from Zaylor. He needed to land that kill. If he puts it into a 1v1, like you said, known clutcher, Frankie is going to really put a hurt on you on a round that you finally felt like you had some foundation.
It was almost going to be even more painful than it already is.
Ooh, shoulder spotted. Just a pixel.
Not really reacting off the back of it. You can just see the nade carnage. I like the trail that the molly leaves now. You just see the damage that's been dealt across the map. Pop flash to be tossed in here.
Did some damage to Sandman.
Sandman actually... Oh, boy.
They continue to spam. That could be a lot of pressure applied, but they actually make noise on this drop down. A little bit of flash re-aggression. I like this poking and prodding from mid control here quite a bit for the CTs.
Sandman can make an audible reload, and that might spark a timing here from Frankie. Gonna stay patient, and patience might pay off. Shane is gonna get that information that CTs are advancing in B main. What is gonna be the reaction here? They're gonna wheel the op on over, and a great quick scope from Consti gets him in it, but traded back by MDS. And the nade follow up there from Snap sends him flying. And Frankie even now, off the back of that reload, look at this. He started a backstab. Sandman's just gonna charge right on in. Knife out!
That'll do.
He won't escape. Yep, I mean, Zaylor's in a whole lot of trouble, to say the least. Yeah, there's nothing he can do there. It's just the perfect default here from Badass.
I mean, again, I felt like they gave over a lot of mid control right there. Hearing the drop down, if you watch Dare, he was aggressing close towards the middle, but then he eventually makes noise, dropping down towards canals, and I think it just gave him a false sense of security, allowing Frankie to flank forward. That op recovery right there, taking down Kajomo, the icing on the cake. But then you also got to give a little bit of credit here. Shane on the kill in the round, but making sure that the B aggression is not successful when it comes to finding opening picks for Take Flight. Just spotting that out and then saying, hey, I need a little bit of extra help here. Consti, can you come take care of these guys? They're trying to press me. And that's exactly what he can do.
I think, like, we see Dare switch off to the rifle, and Consti has picked it up and has genuinely been a strong opping presence. I don't think he was initially known for his opping, kind of in these earlier years, I spent casting him, kind of working through advanced and into
He
ECL.
did it a lot at
But
local lands, but
yeah,
not a lot in his teams.
well, picking up the sticks well. You know, in North America, not necessarily known for its opping talent, but we kind of have the future of NA opping, as many have touted in the past. Kajomo in the server. With Consti as well.
Yeah. I mean, what is our nation's opera Kojomo, of course. But
Yeah. I mean, he went to IESF repping
Right.
NA, so I'm just saying.
Right. But yeah, no, I mean, again, he's having a little bit of struggle. See, I like this play, though. Look at this. UMP only gets for one, and okay, gets set right back in towards the middle.
Oh,
And
no.
not as successful there. Although, you know what? Throwing caution to the wind is not a bad protocol when, again, the kills just aren't really coming your way.
Nothing's working. Yeah, just nothing has been working. Playing regular Counter-Strike has not been going the way of Take Flight. It honestly has come down to the individual fights and the good reactions cross-map here from Badass. There hasn't been a huge individual effort here from Take Flight. Kajomo's been most responsible in most of their wins here, but that's been about it. Talked about Sandman for sure, but just hasn't had a chance. A good shot from Zaylor, but needs more. He might have a chance to get more as well. That AK gets scooped up. Hold on a moment. A good trade arrives, and MP9 at range actually will work out. Put it into the 1 versus 1. But again, he's stuck on an MP9. And the nade might strike true, but no. Instead, Kajomo gets a dink and wins it. At that range from the MP9, sure, they'll take it.
Wow, dude, Kojomo able to keep his distance right there. I don't know how he contains that spray right there from that far away. That incredibly well. With the MP9, up against an AK and an op, but plays the positioning so effectively right there. And that was a frustrating round to lose. I didn't think Badass had any chance in that one to let that slip, but a big wake-up call. I say throw caution to the wind. Maybe it didn't work out. I mean, it was a 4v2 that they get put into, but some sharp shooting. That'll give them a little bit of life here, and you don't need much on the CT side of Anubis for you to really work some wonders.
Seen too much here from Kojomo, and maybe he can kickstart something. Kind of more passive there on the B site, though, just kind of chilling back plat, not really being active across the map, and with Badass knocking on Ebok's door, it might not be in prime position here.
Gonna Frankie get forced off towards middle. He's already had one incredible lurking round in this position. Certainly causing a lot of attention this direction. Gabe, behind the pillar. This is such an effective crossfire to play with your teammates.
Excellent. Pulling pins, pulling nades, but it doesn't matter. 2 kills uncontested. Go right back in MVS. It's just a world of hurt. He can't transfer the spray to keep his team in this round. Sandman, I mean, this is what you just got to do. You just got a full sprint into the site. It almost worked. He needed the double, but maybe Zaylor is the one who can pick up the pieces. Such low HP on these remaining players. And he'll find the bomb planter with 15 seconds. Molly on it as well, but it goes inside the smoke. Straight 1v1 awaits, and Frankie nails the headshot to keep Take Flight at 2.
So composed in the clutch, man. 19 HP. You know he needs to land that instant headshot. He's got 10 seconds left. A lot of players would be caught in a heavy panic right there, but he continues to just remain silent. Not give over any sound cue, not give over any idea as to where he is positioning. Is he on the left? Is he on the right? We don't know. But that smoke is fading soon, and that'll give him a chance to fight forward right there. And Frankie delivers a really impressive round right there. Badass. Put themselves in a bit of a tough spot with the collapse here. Take Flight again. It feels like they are holding nothing back right now when it comes to that post-plant situation, right? Trying to get those numbers punched in. They're just chasing things down, diving through smokes and mollies. Not a care in the world. That's the sort of CS you need to play here. But Frankie's able to bail him out.
And again, it's kind of talking to the point that individual prowess has certainly been on the favor of badass throughout this series, right? There are more players that you can count on to hit those must-need 1v1s. And less so here on Take Flight. They're just not getting favorable fights, I think is what's really the big deal. It's always a Take Flight player put in a position where you just have to multi-kill or have to hit a blazing fast headshot. You're always feeling like you're in the disadvantage. And, I mean, here we go again, having to just swing the entire team at once. Here with limited weaponry. Kachomo's damage, he gets off with the MP9 again, but it's not going to stop the bomb plant and this inevitability.
It's gonna be near impossible to pull this one back here. So like you said, so far, the only one having a lot of impactful firepower here has been, Zayler and Kojomo combining their efforts for that second round. In that first round, just being able to deliver a nice, solid defense with the trio on the B bomb site. That still kind of came down to the wire because Frankie was saying, hey, not going to make this one easy for you all. So every time Take Flight have won a round so far, it has been labored, it's been a tough effort, or it's been a big clutch. And, small sample size so far here. But like you said, it's kind of hinting that badass, all of the firepower is simply in their department.
And so, 9-2. Badass Gaming are just full steam ahead. No real speed bumps here or there. Even despite, Kojomo, a 1v2 MP9 clutch from across the A site. And that's all you can really say about it. That's all you can really say about this half. It just felt like Take Flight never really played Counter-Strike. They just got blasted off their feet. We're going to have another little set play here. Kojomo going to take the extended angle. Molly doesn't quite spread to him, so he peeks right behind it. Recognizes the situation well, and hey, an opening pick for once.
A big relief right there. Manufacturing some opening success right there for Kojomo. I mentioned he's going to be a bit of my win condition here when it comes to that CT side proactivity. Maybe can get them on to a third round here. 3 rounds isn't a lot, but it definitely can be recoverable. We've seen a lot of big comebacks from NA teams today. So maybe they can add another one to the tally.
You think 14 rounds in a row? I mean, we already got to witness probably the biggest comeback in CS2 history so far.
Brought to you by an NA team.
Of course, 12-1 down. M80 running it all the way back.
Ooh.
Not necessarily saying that it's gonna happen today, but it could. Oh boy. And, well, it's not a great start, I'll tell you that. Mollied out in the open, Gabe's down. Zayler, he couldn't find the double kill, but hold on, the kills might be good enough here. The opening kill will manufacture a third round here for Take Flight. Can they start something?
You love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
So we're back in 9-3 here. Badass Gaming. They take full control of the half, but finally there was a little bit of a juice towards the end there from Take Flight. Maybe we can see a little bit extra. Dual Beretta is not known for its long-range capabilities, but we'll give it a shot here with the USP, and Snap will deliver.
The dual Beretta saying, "Hey, look at me. I'm not going to shoot you long range," and then the USP just swings behind him. It's like, surprise. Yeah, he got a quick shot right there from Snav and immediately dismissing of the early fight right there. MDS hits the deck. Now has to watch from the sidelines as his team tries to recover a tough pistol round. They're going to try to do so towards this A side here with 2 players. The other 2 are separated from the other side of the map here. And they're going to need to settle a bit of a B fake here if they want to succeed. We'll see how much rotation this can draw out.
We'll see. One smoke goes dribbling in. And, I mean, the Goosh on the Snap could sell it. Oh, but there, spots 2 before he goes down with the bomb as well. I mean, it's all over the place here, to say the least, for Badass. Now walking back in. A hard clear in middle here. Gabe needs to deliver on this fight. Stall out for as much as possible, and he's doing just that. Will drop down to join his teammates in E-Box, and it's just Shane here with a pair of dualies. See what he can do? Nothing. A flashbang in, but no shots connecting, and a pistol round here for Take Flight to get things started.
Looking like it here. 4v2 recovery. It's not ideal, but Frankie has been so good, so deadly in these clutches, so sharp with the headshots. Can he do it one more time?
Nah, I can't. Fortunately, no headshot there. Just constantly trying to close things out. Get some extra kills. I mean, kill reward bonus is probably what you're looking for here. Sandman not having any of that, though. 4 kills with the P250. And a 4th round here for Take Flight. I mean, this can always brew into something with a pistol, as we've said millions of times as commentators.
We'll be able to close out a crucial pistol round there, as we so often will say. And they'll bring in a single deagle here on Badass for Consti. Interesting, kind of expected maybe the opera to be less inclined in those purchases. But I don't think he's getting the type of opera to go glass cannon, 3rd round, right? So probably not going to make the same moves as Kojo did in that first half. What a nade. It landed in
It's so perfectly bad. Perfect miss.
So perfectly bad. Wow. I don't know if you could ever replicate that if you tried.
I mean, I've been in the nade server, and I've found some crazy lineups you wouldn't believe.
Hey guys, Nard out here. Showing you a way to nade that little random railing on the roof of the pillar. This is for if you ever have a pesky bird.
It's if you want to make your opponents laugh and embrace psychological warfare.
Catch them while they're giggling.
Say again?
Swing them with the Mac 10s while they're giggling.
Yeah. They'll never see what hit them. Oh, this corner is so weird.
Never clearing this in your life.
You are never. Thanks for the Mac 10, I guess. It's not much, but it is something. Now, MBS. Oh, well, he goes down next as well. But dual Berettas will be shining here for Kajomo. Glapping a couple on the way out, and there you go. 5 rounds for Take Flight. Gun round on the way for Badass, but rounds are rounds, as we say at the end of the day.
So word around the street, at least. Rounds are rounds here, and Take Flight just starting to take some of them.
You know what's great? So on the mainstream, it was the 13-0 in map number 1, as we're still here, as we are still here. Slacks died once that map with a 2.20 rating. Feels great, man.
That's insane, actually. It's kind of sad he died once, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I actually want to find out, like, what round he died in. What could it have possibly been? I don't think you could necessarily find that, but...
You know, it was that last 13th round where he
Pistol
tried to
round?
get the last kill, and yeah.
You know
And he
what? I
just got
think it
blasted in the
was
4v1.
because now looking at the round sheet, as we do see B main control established here from Badass Gaming, is that it actually was a win by bomb explosion. So it actually might have been that last round of regulation. Wow. We'll see here. A little split going down on the A site, and it works out perfect. Every entry working out, and Badass Gaming are packing their bags right now. You know, if anything can be said about these first couple, it could be said that Take Flight are just getting started.
Giving a taste of their own medicine has to be such a relief here. Getting off to that same confident start out of the gates. Nailing a couple of these beautiful entries. So far, you got to be very happy with how things are lining up here on this T side. You have closed the distance quickly here for yourself. You instantly win the first gun round. You only lose a single player so far. And right there, it's a perfectly called out round where what they do is they meet that aggression over towards B main with an opposite force of middle control there from Take Flight. And they perfectly managed to outmaneuver Badass. They catch two isolated duels there on the A side, and Dare is going to be able to save his rifle. Not quite. That's a valuable 2-for-2 trade there towards the tail, and only one rifle save.
We're just going to be, kept down at square one here for Badass. They need those rifles to stay competitive in this one, because we're just going to be seeing Deagle armor across the board for the most part. We're probably going to see the first 4 rounds of this half go to Take Flight. And who knows what lies beyond. I mean, we know how difficult CT sides are to work on this map in general, just because T side has much more options than the CTs. Like, it's more that B side control that needs to be established, and then you have a lot of ground to cover between these two sites. We might see it play out here yet again, because Frankie's on an island. And support is a boat ride away.
It's the initial shot. There's a full execution. So much space for MDS. And before Frankie's stuck between a rock and a hard place or a smoke and a molly. Taken care of right there with ease. This is going to be a very rapid 7th round right now. We're talking Take Flight taking full control of this map here heading into their T side. And we know it was off to a very hot start here for Badass, but they've since cooled off quite a bit.
Whoa, okay. MDS to the IGL running forward, looking for his ace. Snav might not give it to him, but if you take a couple more steps forward, you'll find him. Snav, unfortunately, without a kit here, so no chances for ninja diffuses. Just gonna have to hope and pray. This bomb blast goes off, he might consider crossing back into the site. Or just holding the elevated angle. And he's not gonna find it. All guns taken away yet again. This time, though, Badass, you have a bye.
We get on to the second gun round here. Second opportunity for Badass to start bringing some defense to the table here. First gun round, again, I felt like the perfect calling rolling on out. And it really is a taste of Badass's own medicine. Right there where, you're trying to press the extremity of that B bomb site. And while doing so, Take Flight are going to take some of the issues with the resources there, the lack of resources towards mid to full advantage by splitting in towards that A bomb site as quick as can be. That is a great opening call here for the first gun round. Now can they bring that same energy into the second tier? Look at these angles being held. What an angle from Consti.
We have the Jiggle Peak game here. Shane going with the line. Molly. Oh, it just doesn't hit Dare. That is incredible. And Dare now gonna push through his teammates. Molly, it's cheating, man. It's unfair.
Wow.
MDS, the last thing he expects is Dare in his face opening kill the Badass.
What are you supposed to do about that, man? No one would ever gear up to hold that angle when some Molly comes through, but mollies from your teammates do a little bit less damage right there. So what a cool setup right there from Badass to find an opening pick.
Kojomo feeling the heat, but he lines up a collateral. Nearly picks 2 with that, as well as the mid-split starting as well. And all of a sudden, Frankie is in some hot water up and above him as well. He's just hoping that they don't clear him. And oh no, this round's just gone south. The crazy play there from Dare. Well, he's going to actually creep in right here. In towards camera, and Sailor is going to get overwhelmed. Now, Gabe does strike from the back lines and gets the double. Eventually here, ties Shane between 2 very difficult angles. Spots Kojomo fleeing the scene, though. Maybe he can get himself an angle here. Needs to beat Kojomo, but meets him around the corner, and the Opera won't miss. 5 rounds straight for Take Flight.
Perfect little coordination right there, rolling on out. Again, a lot of resources being spent towards this B side from Badass, and this isn't the first time that we've seen Take Flight take full advantage of the mid control here. They're using the side of the map so effectively for both gun rounds so far. Where that A defense comes collapsing. I mean, Kojomo, credit to him, he has to stand tall up against that mid-round aggression towards A as well. But man, oh man, this mid side being taken advantage of consistently. What an opening from Kojomo.
Starting to frag. MBS leading the charge as well. Almost doubles up. Kojomo does miss a shot for once, though. Could get weird if Frankie is able to win his duel, but he can't. Not beating Sandman there. Last thing you can do is push through the smoke. Kojomo knife out right now. Oh, he's toying with his opponents, and he scopes him through the smoke. Kojomo's on a heater. And he's 16-9 right now as Take Flight equalize.
Oh, he's taking full control of the server. I mean, I mentioned here when I was talking about the CT side, I was like, I want to see this sort of performance out of him heading into the CT side. And if you remember, you know, not a lot of impact, but he did win himself an incredible MP9 1v2. He did also win them largely that third round that they were able to manufacture on round 12 at the end of the half. But into this T side, man, he has been a real force to be reckoned with when it comes to punishing the CT side protocols here and aggressions. As he's going to look to do so again, E-Box just going to be covered here for the most part. Flash being avoided. And there you go.
Boy.
Opening pick right there.
But, I mean, at least one back. Shane commits to the double swing, but, I mean, 4-on-4, you're feeling good, but a double setup has to be tested here. Zaylor to swing in and get deleted by Consti. But again, reactions all across the map now. Sandman taking up the space in the middle, up close, ready to punish these rotations. Frankie around the corner, though. Consti does fire off one and flicks for the other. Consti, this is his round. A 3K so far. Absolutely mandatory. He finds all of them.
Call and response for these two operas right now here, and Consti able to respond. Brilliant. Multi-form, defending that mid side so effectively here, putting MDS in a challenging spot, but not impossible. He's been playing very good right now for his squad, so can he bring them a lead?
Oh, did he see a shoulder there? I don't think he did. Not completely recognized, but actually splits the gap. MDS given a small chance there with the bomb on his back, but nothing more. Badass will answer back finally in this half, courtesy at Consti.
It's their first round here so far, so a little bit late here. They did afford themselves a good lead on that T side, but finally getting on the board that's late into the half here. It feels more like it was required of the individual efforts than strong coordinated defense, but what they did do well here is identify their weak point here in the first 2 gun rounds, which was that mid side, and they reinforced it with Consti and his AWP. So now, Take Flight, they need to come through with some different plans.
Oh, jumping up top, though, it's Consti who nails the first, and the trade is not there. The double setup falters. Snav is in position. Could be dangerous, but MDS goes down on the cross. Trying to stay aggressive. Stay forward on the line. A good molly that will stamp out this A-side attack. What are we doing next here?
Oh, that molly. Thought maybe he was going to toss that. Heard maybe a sound cue or something, but no. Just throws it over towards E-Box here. He's going to set his sights towards one prong here. Needs to stay alive because Dare is very vulnerable.
Yeah, Shane trying to play with the elevations here. Round the corner. Good shot on the first, but Gabe does refrag one. And Dare up close. Here's where the last player is coming from. Jumps forward. Did he like hit his head on the ceiling? Changing the elevation there on Sandman. And it's going to be the 1v1 taken there by Dare. The duel victorious. 11 for Badass.
Yeah, you have a lot of mobility with that A1S if it's close range right there. You can get away with a lot of running and gunning if you're pretty close like that. And like you said, it looked like there was some sort of fancy footwork being done right there to make sure that he was just throwing the aim off. So well played there. Dare keeping his composure. Again, he was so very vulnerable in that platform position, but he gets away with it here. And this is, despite Take Flyte's best efforts, 2 rounds in a row here for Badass, which is so necessary if you want to start putting dents into that economy here. If they win this one, they'll be on 12. Not only that, though, they'll also crush that economy of Take Flyte.
Yeah, I mean, the early spree of rounds here is running out for Take Flyte. I think Badass are they're getting funky with it, getting weird. Kojimo desperately looking for these op picks again. Started off strong, cooled off in these last 2. And well helped out with a shot through the smoke. Down goes Shane, straight spam.
Just lined that one up so well right there. I'm surprised he didn't go for the boosted target, but instead takes down the bottom pillar right there. Now Kojimo's still looking to work some angles here with that AWP, and they got to be careful peeking these spots.
Jiggle Peak probably spotted out that AWP. It's going to call in a smoke. All things set here, though. Still a 3-man B setup. And if it holds, it could be deadly.
Really gambling on the fact that this isn't going to be an A-side play, and they're right. They're exactly right here. Taking Canal's control right now is a bit of a liability. That'll put him in a tough spot.
Gonna need to call back that, but an excellent spot there. Snap finds Sandman. Blind spray as they're charging through the utility. Dare in the middle of it, but a trade back from Kojomo. Keeps it 2v2, keeps it level. The bomb, though, and Zaylor trying to make moves around the site, but Snap does escape. And Frankie's flank is activating right now. And Kojomo none the wiser. Now 1v2, but Zaylor has a gap. He could go through E-box, but he's sticking here on the B site. Clearing out every nook and cranny, but hands his back to Snap for map point for Badass.
Well, they're back-to-back there for a little while until Snap finally registers. And again, like you said, so aptly, there's so much presence on that B bomb site, even if you've got the opening pick there. There's 3 players. That's still the sort of resource that you want to deal with and execute right there. And you can see how strong, especially with that little late aggression covering E-box and only having to worry about main. It's a bit of a dream scenario there, even in the 4v5 for Badass. That puts him one off the closure, and look what they have to close up against here. 3 MAC-10s, a Tech 9, and MDS with the rifle here. He's going to be entrusted with that AK there, has the money to invest into it, has been playing a good enough game to trust himself with it. But he's got to step up big time.
Yeah, it seems like good fortune has just run out here for Take Flyte. I thought, Badass were taking a bit more of a passive stance on all their CTNs of things, but they have individuals that can just show up, and make a strong individual play that catches everyone off guard and win the rounds, even on the maps that they're certainly not familiar with as a unit. And this map right here, they've only played twice in the last 3 months as a core. Like, think of that. They played upwards of 10 plus BO3s and have only run this map twice. So, finding these individual moments to take down a team like Take Flyte.
That's what it seems right now. It seems like they're going to be setting themselves up for success here. But again, it's going to be Take Flyte going back to the bread and butter here, taking that mid control very effectively and looking to split in towards that A side. This time, though, 3 members on the A side of this defense, and that's a little bit stronger than Take Flyte have had to deal with.
Oh, but that Tech 9 at range is actually going to find the entry, and then the follow-up. A perfect setup here in place for Badass, but no one can seem to find a kill. Entry power is strong here for Take Flight, and in their desperation round, they're going to win it.
Wow. That is a statement victory as well. My God. It was such a good read there from Badass, but that Tech 9 instant double dink right there just doesn't give you any chance to breathe. Mac 10 around the corner's been spotted. Jomo had a chance to maybe pick up even more success, but well worth a hunt here maybe. Actually gets the wall already. And yeah, that's so impactful. Dropping the AWP and making another one. Not quite. Not yet. Shane gonna hold on for a little while longer.
Yeah, long range fight. No good. He's searching for the AWP. Ran down by a Mac 10. And holding on to nothing here. Badass just have to take an eco this next round. And we're gonna go to probably all sets of regulation. Bar an eco round victory. We're getting to weird territory.
Should get very bizarre here quickly. No question about it right now. Purchasing power going to be limited here. They're going to be bringing in some deagles. I think even Kotze tossing over his teammates some extra firepower. But man, oh man. Your easiest opportunity has just been ripped away from you pretty much. I mean, that was such a strong round straight up. So now, closing out, it's gotten a whole lot more difficult here on your opponent's map pick.
Ooh.
That'll help.
Bye-bye. More of that, please. It's needed. Serving up. Air Frankie, do you have anything more in it? He does. There's a second. Nothing more than that, unfortunately. And he was very much the only player there. A good effort to get a small advantage and even get a flank developing.
Ooh. He just needed himself for 50.
Hold on. Long range. Snav gets it done. 5-7. Puts it into a 1 versus 1. Kojomo has no AWP to work with either. Long range fight. Both players see each other. No kid on this play for Shane. He definitely needs this kill. And he'll start a fake defuse. And Shane's going to hold the angle. Is there going to be a swing? There is. And now spotted out. Another fake defuse. And this one, Kojomo is not looking to bite down upon. Just wait for that 10-second mark. And yeah, that kind of cooks it there. Shane will get away with an AWP, however, and take all the guns away. You know, now that I look at it, maybe that could have some impact on the purchase. We'll see. Take Flight will get the round, but it's not bad at all from Badass.
That's round of the half here. So fortunately for them, economic goals aren't the biggest of deals. The small details here, though, are that they might miss a little bit of utility that they would really like here. They would want every tool at their disposal to try and close this thing out. And having an op as a little bit of an extra luxury is always nice. Having that with full utility. Both teams right now, we haven't picked out everything here. They have at their disposal.
So, as we're looking towards series point here from Badass Gaming. At least get in a good purchase. Good damage from Frankie. Maybe they can carry that momentum into this one. Frankie's always turned out to be a bit of a clutch player here for Badass when he's needed. But for now, it's going to be mid-control set upon here by Take Flight. It's kind of the nature of the T side. You can take whatever you want. Across the map. And they certainly will. MDS leads the charge, and Frankie gets on the angle a bit too late. Already a problem here as overtime begins to loom. Take Flight trying to salvage a 9-3 half.
Had to do so with already a concession from the likes of Take Flight giving over map point to their opposition, but they since can take it right back. Kojo, look at this. On the nice tag. That was about all he was given right there, and he'll take that advantage with a smile on his face, furthering his teammates' chances at success here. Getting this mid control. Look at the way that they're able to take this. MDS has been just so deadly, forcing his way up middle, and now he's got a flank.
Yeah, and Badass Gaming just have to make a move. They sit still on the site. This flank is just going to devastate them. And it seems like, you know, there's a little bit of awareness, though. You do see Dare at the back of this site. Oh, well, he was looking at the angle. Now he's looking away from it. MDS charges forward with the first, but Shane finds a double kill to keep his team in it. Now, but he's down to the USP, but Consti drops it and saves his teammate. Now with the bomb out, Kojima loses out. It's going to be a 13-11 victory here.